What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 29. We started today's stuff with an academy update, and as you can see, I've only got 2 players in there. Yeah, as we ended last season, I promoted the bulk of my youth academy because of what happened at the end of season 1, heading into season 2. Do you remember that? Where are my youth players? I was having a bit of a tantrum when I lost most of my academy. Yeah, it's a common bug in this year's FIFA. I always do a little experiment and see what players would get released and try and figure out whether there's like a pattern as to what players get released. I think if a player is 16 or under, they'll remain in your academy. But anyone over the age of 16, so 17, and 18, well done me, they'll get released, I think. So after I released one manually, as he doesn't look good enough to make the grade, we just got the one player left in there now, but I'm okay with that. The bulk of the best youth grads we have already been given pro deals, so I'm just kind of relieved to know that last season I didn't get stung like the year before. Most of our great talents have already signed pro deals, so yeah, I don't mind too much. We lost a few of the players who looked average at best. Still, we also sent our youth scouts out once again, one to England, one's going to the Republic of Ireland for 9 months, and one to France for 9 months as well. Looking for the new Brian and Buemo. I guess we'll see if we can find him. So staying close to the UK, just like the board asked us to. And also, we make a new signing for the first game of this season as well. And if you read the title, you're probably thinking, who is this? Former Arsenal winger coming in. Has Nicolas Pepe been released? No. He's a former Gunner, but also a former Toffee as well. Moved on from Arsenal to Everton. There were debates over the transfer fee when it happened. Was he going to justify the price tag? Well, in the end, Everton released him in the summer, and just like Tom Davis, we snap him up on a free transfer. It's Alex Iwobi, the Nigerian international. And I've got to say, I think this guy can still cut it. No doubt about that. 27 years old, so he's in the prime of his career right now. 79 overall, and I really believe as well that as a winger, decent, no doubt about it, but I think with his range of technical ability, there's absolutely no reason why this guy can't play through the middle. We don't operate with wingers, we do operate with playmakers, and speaking of the winger that we turned to playmaker, Brian Mbuemo had a bid from FC Metz in the summer, a chance to return back to France, and I talked about it, and Mbuemo, season 1, Season 2, couldn't figure out where to play this guy. Spent half of Season 1 playing up top, then we phased him back to attacking midfield. Relatively low productivity in terms of goals and assists from Mbuemo in the first 2 years. I've got to say, with his contract up come the end of the year, I didn't know what to do. He's a fan favourite, but I'm just not getting on with him. I want to. I really do, but I just can't seem to get the best out of Brian Mbuemo. So I said to Metz, give me some time, I'll think about it. Still, for the first game of the season, what a way to kick off the start of the new campaign. Fulham, West London derby at the Community Stadium. Survived last year after coming up in Season 1. We beat them back-to-back last season, including that famous win at the Craven Cottage with the Roberto Gutierrez goal. I'll never forget, man. And the hat-trick, his first hat-trick in pro football in that game as well. But heading into the game, firm favourites of the match. And again, after the board said to us this season, we want Europa League football, these are the games that need to be wins. These are the games where we can't afford to slip up. If we're going to somehow break up the top 6, these games have to be wins. It was draws last season that cost us a European place. Not defeats, but draws that cost us European football. We can't make the same mistakes this season. So after a dominant first half, we were still deadlocked right before the break, and I was fuming. We should have been like 2 or 3 goals up at this point, but right before half-time. Oh, this is so cool. Love this celebration here. Man of the people. We rejected that bid from Valencia for him in the summer. He's our new club captain. He stays here, and he heads in the opening goal of the game. Ivan Toney, the shocker, gets us up and underway in Season 3. Toney gives us the advantage in the West London derby. But in the second half, in the first half where we completely dominated, 3 minutes after the restart, Fulham got 1 chance, they got 1 shot, and they got 1 goal. Harrison Reed, who always used to score me way back in the day in Korea, makes it 1-1, and the visits are back on their old terms. And at this point, I was livid, because we should have been home and dry at this point. Should have been home and dry at half-time. We were tied again. It was 1-1, 19 minutes after the restart, still tied and looking to get us in front. Paolo Gazzaniga, the ex-Spurs goalkeeper, makes an amazing save on Ivan Toney, prevents him from getting his brace. But in a game where Mbuemo had all the headlights on him, all the spotlight shining on Mbuemo, would this be his final game for the club? What if it was going to be? What a way to bow out. Set up the first from a corner, sets up the second from a corner, whips it into the middle, over the head of Tony who scored our first, and Axel Tuanzebe with a bullet header grabs his first goal for the club. And I always say it, if you're going to score your first goal for your new club, make it a memorable one. What's more memorable than a game winner in a derby? 2-1, Brentford in front, and once we did get ourselves back in front, I knew that would be the win for us there. Fulham only really got the one chance in the game, they scored from it. We had a whole host of chances, and had it not been for the Argentine between the sticks, we would have won this game by 4 or 5 goals. In the end, 2-1 was the final score. No doubt about it though, definitely deserved the win. Gazzaniga kept the scoreline respectable, but for Bryan Mbeumo, his playmaking abilities on full display in this game. He actually played the free ball for Tony that saw the shot get saved by Gazzaniga in the build-up for our second goal. He really did show his class in this game. So I looked at the Mets bid, £20 million, 20.5 million, and I just thought, I know you want to take him back to France. I know he struggled in the first 2 years. I know he's not traditionally a playmaker, but I still believe. I've been saying it since the very beginning of this series. I still believe Mbeumo is going to come good. I really do believe that. It takes time to transition and learn a new trade and learn a new position. He's a winger. He's not an attacking midfielder in this team. He shouldn't be. But he needs to learn that position. It's going to take some time. Transitions take a long time. So I gave Mbeumo the new contract, 40 grand a week, and Brian is staying. I still believe in him. I know we signed Jesse Lingard. I know we signed Alex Iwobi. I know we got Seb sitting there thinking, when am I going to get some more game time? But it's not going to be right now. Bryan Mbeumo is still my guy. I still believe in this guy. And I believe this is going to be his breakout year as well. A tough first 2 years for Brian. But he's got a new contract extension. He's got a manager that believes in him now. And I believe that Mbeumo is going to come good this year. Go on, Brian. This is your year. So following that, we sold Presley, one of our young strikers, to Coventry City. He's off to the Ricoh Arena. So totally fine with that. He's not going to get a game in this team. And for our second game of today's episode, first away day of the season, Manchester City, last year's champions at the Etihad Stadium. And oh my goodness, 12 minutes in, Roberto Gutierrez drills in our first goal on the road this season. But did you see the ball from Mbeumo? Third assist into absolutely brilliant chip ball into the middle. And Gutierrez, what a first touch, what a finish. Do you remember at the start of the season, the board says to us, keep the band together? Well, one player's not leaving no matter what. Roberto Gutierrez, a star in the making. I can't believe, after his amazing debut year, he's not had a potential increase. EA, what are you doing? Give this guy the exciting prospect tag minimum. Come on. But Roberto drills in, shows his class, makes it 1-0. The lead will not last long though. KDB puts Man City back on level terms. He is such a brilliant player, absolutely unstoppable on his day. Fires in the equaliser, Pep side, and we kept on going for attacks in this game though, trying to get back in front. Good save there by Edison, kept the score at 1-1 in the first half, and then 90 minutes after the restart, this was brilliant blocking here from Esri Konsa and Josh Da Silva as we were still tied at 1-1 in the end. That was how the game will finish as well. Fantastic result at the Etihad Stadium there. First away there, the campaign, one of the toughest places you can go, the Etihad Stadium, and look at the stats here, full value, absolutely full value for this point here away from home. Edison made a couple of smart saves. KDB's goal was a cracker. To be honest here, how we had a little bit of luck in our favour in that game. Could have won it. Could have had our first of the 3 scouts the board won this season on match day 2. Very decent point though, I'll certainly take that. And if we are to get in the top 6, those results there are very handy indeed. So very pleased with that. As we also accepted a bid here for Norgard, our Danish holding midfielder. He's going to go to Freiburg. Totally fine with me, as he's like 5th choice CDM now. He's not going to get a game nowadays, so I'm okay with that. And for our final game of today's episode, third and final one, Harrogate Town, Carabao Cup, 3rd round. To be honest, not too fussed whatsoever, but did want to avoid the cup set of being knocked out by a lower league side. And 31 minutes in, oh yeah, our 2 new freebies coming in and celebrating together. Tom Davis assisting Jesse Lingard, goal on his debut for J Lings. 1-0 Brentford. We're in front away from home at Harrogate, and just a few minutes later a chance to make it 2. Maitland-Niles sent forward here, still going for his first goal in his new club, but instead plays selfless, rolls it across the face of the 6-yard area. Who's there to turn it in from close range? It is Cucho Hernandez. And yeah, about time, mate, about time. Only got 2 goals all season season long last year. Well, this time scores on his first start of the season. Easy finish, 2-0 Brentford. So, yeah, I felt for sure we'd making it through. Picked a rotated side for the game. Felt very confident indeed we'll get through to the 4th round. 2 minutes to go though, disappointed to throw away a clean sheet. Always disappointing to throw away a clean sheet in a game you've dominated. I don't really know what Alex McCarthy was doing there. I got to be honest, the vet losing his marbles a little bit, shot straight at him and he sort of just dived out of the way at it. I've talked about it before, goalkeepers in this year's FIFA, just impossible to read. Sometimes they make incredible saves, other times they're just useless. But even so, 2-1, Harry get a consolation goal, but it was always going to prove to be. In stoppage time, we get our 3rd goal. Ashley Young's nephew storming down the left-hand side. Stanley whips the ball in, and Ricky J. Jones just about still hanging on in here. He might feel like the forgotten man, but he gets some game time every now and then. Bags our 3rd goal, and what was a very comfortable 3-1 victory away from home. So into the FL Cup 3rd round. Again, the board don't care about it. I don't really care that much, but a chance for some youngsters to develop and our fringe players to show they'll deserve more first-team football. Always nice to go through and avoid the cup set. But that was this episode of Career Mode, guys. Big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed, if you hadn't, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon, featuring Transfer Deadline Day, where with £30 million in the budget, there's still a chance we'll make a big sign. Have a great day, guys. Much love to you, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.